How you going? Jason Falla from RedBack One here at ShotShow 2017, the Knights Armament booth. Today what we're going to go through is the RedBack One setup with the SR-15, which is a Knights Armament SR-16 full automatic, 11.5 barrel with the QDC 556 suppressor. It's set up pretty much the way that I run the gun for training, and it also incorporates our new high-rise mount for the Aimpoint T1 micro or T2 micro optic. We've also got our new sling, the RedBack One Combat Sling, so I'm just going to run through a quick demonstration here of how the sling works and the reasons why we've gone to this high-rise mount optic, which sets the aim point 3.5 inches above the line of bore. So first things first, with the combat sling, it's a general concept of a two-point sling, which attaches just in front of the magazine well and onto the buttstock, and that allows the support hand to be free of the sling during any weapons manipulation. We loop the sling around our neck, and the adjustments to set the sling specific to your needs are all taken out of the front right here. So when you get the sling out of the package, you're going to have a long tail. You'll set the sling specific to your body shape and height, and where that needs to be is where the buttstock is just on your chest above the nipple line, and your support hand has a slight amount of bend in it there, so you're not hyperextending your support arm. Where that's set for fighting is the transition drill between carbine and pistol. So what I want is to be able to move quickly from the carbine to the pistol and not have the weapon move around. So I turn the weapon around, the sling is tight, and it's stabilized as I draw the pistol. I recover back onto the carbine, and I'm back on right gun to conduct my weapons manipulation, reload, or whatever it's going to be. What we've assessed is that pretty much everyone is about 9 to 10 inches of adjustment in their sling. So what we have, which is very different to other slings in this space, is that we don't have any tails, long dangly pieces when you're actually set for fighting. This means that the sling is actually at its full extent and open, or most open amount, when we're ready to fight. What that does is allows me to move from right gun to a left gun transition and back again without going inside or outside the sling, simply by looping the neck slider around your neck like this. So we don't go inside the sling like traditional two-point systems, and all I'm going to do to switch shoulders is just make my gun transition to the other side and back again. I can go to high port on the right side, I can go to low port, I can switch the gun to the other side and go to high port, and I can go to low port, all without being bound up by the sling. The dynamic neck sliding piece features a 1-inch tubular tape that slides over a smaller section here. So with that around your neck, it's very comfortable, and you never get caught up with the sling around your equipment, whether it's a hot day with a sling on your neck and skin, or if it's getting bound up by your armor or anything like that. This actually negates a lot of that. So you can move the gun from high gun to on target, change over to the pistol, and you're not being caught up by your sling. It's excellent. If I need to go hands-on with anyone or climb or do anything administratively, I simply go inside the sling with my right hand, I grab the tail, zip it all the way down, and throw the gun on my back. Now I can do whatever I need to do. If I need to fight again, I simply bring the gun around, bring my arm through, I grab the toggle, bring it all the way back out to fighting, and I'm back on ready to go. So there's really only two stages or two positions for the sling. All the way out fighting and all the way in for admin. So it makes this very simple. Okay, so that's the sling. Let's move on into the high-rise mount for the aim point. And everyone was saying, wow, it's a tall mount, that's really tall, and it is, and it's for a specific reason. And here are those reasons now. So when we're at a ready position and I mount the gun, you know, we all talk about tenths of seconds in gunfights mean a lot. So I'm going to pick up at least a tenth of a second, or maybe some hundredths of a second when I present the gun. If I have to drop down lower to get a cheek weld onto the sight, that's taking extra time. So what I don't want to have to do is take up that extra tenth of a second getting down onto the buttstock just to achieve a sight package. So what I want to be able to do is keep my head upright, be able to present the weapon, and without moving my head, I want to be able to see and engage the target. The other part of this is trying to minimize fatigue to the operator. So fatigue can come in several ways. We're in body armor, helmet, we're not got great nutrition, there's high operational tempo, there's so many reasons why operators get fatigued without having to give them other reasons. So if I'm on a traditional mounting of the weapon and I'm low on the gun, getting forward and everything else, there's a lot of pressure on the sternocleidomastoid muscles in the back of the neck. So we want to try and alleviate that as well as the tension from the ocular muscles that control your eyes. So we understand that a more head-up approach means I'm going to be less fatigued, and I can maintain this stance for a lot longer, and method or standard of clearance. So I don't want to have anything detract from the standard of clearance, and that includes fatigue, which could deteriorate the standard. So having the head up, straight up a little bit more, allows me to alleviate that muscle fatigue. And when it comes to eye strain, if my muscle is constantly under tension, when I'm down on the gun and looking in the upper 1/3 of my eyes, that ocular muscle is under tension, which means my scanning procedures are going to be inhibited. Okay, I want to be able to scan quickly, I want to process information, and I don't want eye strain too early. So by keeping our eyes central and at rest, by keeping the head upright and looking more natural through the sight, I'm alleviating a lot of that strain. So two excellent reasons there in terms of minimizing fatigue. The other part of it is if I'm wearing a gas mask in a CBurn environment, when I present the gun here, I've got a much more natural presentation of the weapon and mounting of the weapon, even with the extra material from the gas mask, so it works quite well. When it comes down to our night vision operations course and how we integrate night vision with lasers and CQB, we always want to maintain our NVGs in the down and on position through various lighting conditions. You never know, one room could be lit, the next room could be pitch black. So we want to make sure that we're set and ready to go for any of those environments. If I'm in a lit room, I might want to be on the combat optic. If I'm in a darkened room, I might want to be on laser. And I don't want to have to stop, change, flip up, or do anything that is inhibiting the standard of clearance or detracting from the performance or the speed of clearance either. So I want to keep my NVGs down and on and set in the correct position. I want to keep my head upright, because if I had my nods on and brought my head down, the angle of the nod would start to collapse my field of view and also interfere with my field of view through my sight. So I want to make sure that stays up, head stays up. And if I need to be on combat optic, I just shoot like this. And if I need to be on laser, I simply just bring my head slightly down, and now I can see through the tubes. So it's a very good switch and fast transition between day and nighttime shooting. The other side of it is if I want to passively engage a target without shining an active light source like an IR laser, having the aim point set slightly higher like that, I can bring my NVG in behind here, and I can pick up the red dot through my night vision device very easily without getting into these awkward positions down like that. So there's a lot of good reasons why we've set the aim point up there on that super high-rise mount. People always talk about, oh, the offset, yep. We zero the offset out at 25 meters for the 200 meter zero by just shooting your group, point of impact 1 inch low at 25, takes all of the offset out of it, and we always incorporate holdover during our combat shooting, so I'm never shooting 3 inches low because I'm always incorporating that holdover. We always talk about integrated combat range between 0 and 5 meters, which is the biggest part of that offset there, and if I'm inside of that range, it's a high percentage target and hit probability anyway, plus I'm in integrated combat range, and if I'm in that close, I'm probably going to go hands-on if I can't shoot anyway. So there's a lot of reasons why we have the aim point set at that 3.5 inch high offset. How you going, guys? Jason Falla here from RedBack One over at the Knights Armament booth at ShotShow 2017. I just wanted to introduce you guys to the RedBack One SR-15 carbine that we're looking to release for commercial market. And this may come in different barrel lengths. Today we've got the 11.5 inch barrel, and it may come in a 16 inch commercial street legal version without a tax stamp requirement. And as you can tell, it has the RedBack One logo on the lower receiver. The intent here for the weapon is to do a specific sort of setup the way I run my carbine and sell that as a complete unit. So we're going to have a buttstock which is going to be set the way we want it. We're going to have pistol grip and foregrip the way that I'm going to set it up. You're going to have the RedBack logo here. You're going to have the high-rise mount like what we showed you on the last video with the T2 aim point, and it's going to be a complete unit ready for sale off the shelf. Well, that's it for ShotShow 2017 here, RedBack One. We'll see you guys out on the range.